Now, your forecast first.
Temperatures will fall into the mid-20s overnight tonight as our next storm arrives. That'll bring light snow in later tonight and a change to rain tomorrow. I'll have the details on that storm coming up. Eyewitness News at 6 starts now.
This is Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR.
New York State has issued new guidelines for wedding receptions. We spoke with a local bride who's planning on getting married this spring and her wedding planner. More tonight.
We have one local organization's response to Utica's police reform plan and what they're asking to have changed.
A new Mediterranean restaurant is opening up in New Hartford. Tune in tonight to find out more.
Good evening, I'm Thomas Fleming. Thank you for joining us tonight. Nursing homes are once again open for visitors today, but questions are still swirling around the conception of a bill that gave broad legal immunity to New York State nursing home operators during this pandemic. And one assemblyman from Queens is leading that charge. Reporter Juliana Bruno has your coverage.
This wordy page you're looking at is part of New York State budget legislation that granted the state's nursing homes one of the broadest legal protections from lawsuits and criminal prosecutions in the nation. The Greater New York Hospital Association, or GNYHA, a lobbying arm of hospitals and nursing homes, helped draft the bill that lawmakers say was revealed to them within an hour of it being signed. Though now, GNYHA telling me through an email exchange, quote, "The final version that passed in April differed in certain significant respects from our proposed language." Assemblymember Ron Kim wants all correspondence between the governor's office and these lobbyists turned over to legislators and the press because the group's stance on the sweeping protections seems inconsistent.
They didn't say it was worded differently when they sent out a press release the day after the budget. They celebrated that they passed their drafted bill into the budget to their members.
Kim calls it a poison bill that disincentivizes nursing home operators to do less. A report from Attorney General Tish James also alluding to it possibly leading to a profits over people culture at nursing homes. Senator Alessandra Biaggi pressed Health Commissioner Dr. Zucker on it during a hearing yesterday.
Do you still support Article 30D?
I find this concern that the belief that immunity would make healthcare workers not provide the appropriate care actually pretty offensive to all those who are working so hard on this pandemic.
Zucker said he supported the law at the time it was passed, but says necessary changes can be made to it today.
What does that tell you?
It tells me that they got caught putting in a toxic bill that led to, in my opinion, more unnecessary deaths.
The state scaled back some of the legal protections in August, and the governor's proposals for nursing home reforms include minimums for revenue going toward patient care and staffing, as well as a cap on profits. Going forward, Kim wants all policies to be left out of the budget, especially at the last minute.
Literally in the last hour, it was impossible for us to be briefed.
Juliana Bruno reporting for us tonight. Changes are coming for New York weddings. Starting March 15th, venues, owners and operators and event organizers can hold wedding receptions at 50% capacity or 150 people. The state is requiring contact tracing, health screenings, social distancing, masks and negative COVID tests. Shalon Stevens spoke with a local bride and her wedding planner about how they'll work through all these guidelines just so she can walk down the aisle and say, "I do."
Here in Union Station is where Jessica is planning on having her wedding ceremony and reception in May. However, she has a guest list of over 200 people and she has to get that number down to 150.
Obviously, we can cut it down to just our family and just our closest friends and maybe not the people who will be traveling in. But we really haven't even touched that yet because we don't know what it'll look like even 1 month from now.
Now with the COVID testing, how is that going to work and who has to foot the bill for that?
Yeah, so to be honest, I don't know. And I think that that's one of the biggest challenges is like nobody really knows. So these guidelines were put out and I kind of thought the same thing, like, okay, so we're going to, have to do COVID testing for our wedding, but who's in charge of that? Like, are we footing the bill? Do our guests have to foot the bill? We don't want that for any of our guests. We don't want to have, weddings are already a big expense, I think, for both sides. And I don't want to have to put any more pressure on our guests.
If they're tested and they can show a negative test, I think it's within 3 days or 72 hours of the event, or if they've had the immunization and they can show that.
All these guidelines are brand new. They're just coming out. So everybody's kind of navigating this new way of going to weddings.
You know, last year it was just no dancing whatsoever. This year they said, okay, we can have dancing. And so if you read, which I put a link on my page so people can easily find it, they've talked about dancing. And so if you come with your party, they're calling it, or family member, and you're sitting at a table of 10 people, then we're able to take a dance floor, you know, a big space, and make little sections where, okay, everybody that's at this, at this wedding can actually participate in dances now.
Shaver says planning pandemic weddings has expanded her creativity, and Peters is looking forward to finally being able to celebrate with her family and friends. In Utica, Shalon Stevens, Eyewitness News.
And congratulations to that couple. The Oneida County Democratic Committee has announced Sarah F. Borman as their nominee for Oneida County Board of Elections Democratic Commissioner. For the last 2 years, she's served as former Congressman Anthony Brindisi's district director. She has worked in politics for 20 years, spent 3 years as Brindisi's constituent services director during his time in the state assembly, and she worked with former Congressman Sherman Boehlert, Michael Arcuri, and Richard Hanna. The nomination has gone to the Oneida County Legislature for action at their March 10th meeting. Be sure to get our CNY homepage app so you can stay up to date with all of the latest local news. And before we go to break, here's a preview of your weather with our chief meteorologist, Colin Hurley. Colin.
Quiet out there tonight, but I'm tracking a little snow and rain for your weekend. I'll show you how that plays out for us coming up next.
Your Eyewitness weather forecast.
The day started off for us with a few flurries early in the morning, but then we had some nice sunshine in the afternoon. You can see that here today on the time lapse, and then clouds started to move back in for us in the late afternoon and evening, but still a beautiful sunset, and you may have caught the moon out there rising in the east. It's a full moon tonight, February's full moon called the snow moon. It'll be highest in the sky for us around midnight tonight, and it's up all night long. We will have more breaks in the clouds coming later on this evening before we start to see the clouds thicken back up again, so you'll be able to see that likely around midnight tonight. Our next full moon comes on March 28th. We're sitting at 34 degrees right now, topped out at 37 in Utica this afternoon. Not bad. We do have a little breeze out of the east right now, making it feel more like 30 than 34. And temperatures tonight going to fall down into the 20s across the board. 22 in Old Forge tonight, 25 in Ilion, 26 in Cooperstown, and tomorrow everybody getting into the 40s. Even Old Forge at 40 degrees tomorrow afternoon, 45 in Utica, 46 in Oneonta tomorrow. So we'll see lots of snow melting with these warm temperatures. We're also going to have a breeze, which contributes to that snow melt as well, and some rain coming through. So kind of the trifecta for a slush in the hills tomorrow. You'll see later on tonight, about 4 a.m., we see snow start to move in. This will be a quick shot of snow, likely 1 to 3 inches just to the north of the Mohawk Valley. And then we will eventually see a change over to rain Saturday morning. We're looking at scattered rain showers here off and on for Saturday afternoon, and a few spotty showers even lingering into Saturday evening. Then the weather turns quiet again for Saturday night into Sunday morning, just on the cloudy side here. And then another round of showers expected to come through for us here on Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening. So we'll see more snow melt off there in the back half of the weekend as well. Tonight we'll be down into the mid-20s in Utica, a little bit of a breeze out of the southeast, and we'll see that snow arriving late in the night tonight, just before daybreak tomorrow. Snow eventually turns to rain tomorrow morning, then we'll see a breezy afternoon with those scattered showers. We are up to 45 degrees in the afternoon, winds out of the south 5 to 15 for us tomorrow. Then Sunday, we do get back into the 40s once again with another round of showers coming through in the afternoon. Then Monday, we're going to see temperatures crashing off. A windy day Monday, especially windy on Monday night. Watch out for that. We'll see a few scattered snow showers there on Monday coming in off of the lake. Monday night, we're down to 11 degrees, and that's going to leave us with a cold, windy day Tuesday. But temperatures get right back into the 40s by Wednesday. Nice and sunny, quiet there midweek. Our next chance of rain and snow not coming until Friday of next week. We've got more of your local news coming up on the other side of the break. Keep it right here on WUTR.
Assists leader for the Comets, Sam Annis, called up just yesterday. And you've also had Dakota Joshua, Nathan Walker, and Steve. Hi, is someone talking? Mic check? I don't know, you're pointing at me. Oh, hey guys, okay, we're doing a mic check. Well, the Utica Comets are hosting the Rochester Americans for the second time this season. Most recently, they played them in a 4-3 shootout loss, their second shootout of the year. This is the third time that the Americans and the Comets are playing this season. It's going to be probably another close one based on what we've seen. But head coach Trent Cole said he used this long break to kind of simulate some game action, but also give the guys some kind of rest to be able to work on some video. A new addition to the team right now is defenseman Jack Rathbone of the Utica Comets, the Vancouver Canucks organization. Defenseman Jack Rathbone will be on the power play unit, as we're told. That would help. Yes, I can hear you now. How are you? Not for me though, right? For C Block. Yeah, do you mean to keep talking right now? No problem, Don. 4-second delay. All good.
You're watching Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR.
Well, we may still be in winter, but we're already looking ahead to November elections. Chase Campbell has the latest on which Herkimer County candidates are up for re-election.
Every county legislator and 16 town supervisors in Herkimer County are up for re-election this November. All of these positions are up for 2-year terms through 2023. We've received responses from these 9 legislators announcing they'll be running for their seats in the fall. Additionally, Town of Webb Supervisor David Bergstrasser has confirmed his intent to run for re-election in November. All county legislators in Oneida, Herkimer, and Otsego counties will be up for re-election in the fall. In Otsego County, Board Chairman David Bliss said all representatives should be shooting for another term in their roles. We'll keep you updated as the list of candidates continues to grow. From Herkimer County, Chase Campbell, Eyewitness News.
Last night, Utica's Police Reform Advisory Committee attended the first of 3 public meetings to discuss their reform draft. Reporter Jasmine Allen spoke with the members from the organization that hosted the event, and she tells us what strategies they think will work well and what they think should be changed before the final report is submitted to the state.
Different groups from Utica have come together to figure out how can we create a police reform plan that will break down systemic barriers. Last night, the Black Leadership Coalition held a Zoom meeting with residents and Utica's Police Reform Advisory Committee for an open discussion about the plan.
That's the mission of the Black Leadership Coalition in terms of the police reform, is to try to make a decent proposal better.
The BLC supports many strategies like rotating officers to different areas of the city and increasing access to mental health services. However, there are some topics they say need work.
Instead of there being 4 out of 7 people on the public safety board being, governmental appointees, and, giving some of those spots to Black and brown not-for-profit organizations.
I am not against surveillance of certain types, but this is not the time nor place for it. Again, we're victimizing the community.
One member says the biggest flaw is the lack of detail in each solution.
None of the proposals put forward gives who, what, where, most importantly, how these things are going to be initiated.
The BLC commends Utica's police department, the mayor, and everyone in the reform committee for working towards change. The next public meeting will be hosted by MVCC at 7 p.m. on March 1st. Reporting in Utica, Jasmine Allen, Eyewitness News.
Here on Eyewitness News, anytime we get an opportunity to showcase or spotlight a local small business or restaurant, we take it. And a new Mediterranean restaurant is opening its doors Monday in New Hartford. Reporter Corinne Gary has this story.
While many businesses have had to shut their doors due to COVID, Lafa, a Mediterranean restaurant, is opening theirs.
We really, came together as business owners, especially in the restaurant community. And on my end, there's a lot of restaurant owners who helped me get to this point, recommending certain vendors and materials and this and that. So it's a tight-knit community, and we're really excited to have this spot here and this quick service concept, because you are hearing of a lot of restaurants shutting down, but there are safe ways to do it.
The official opening for Lafa Mediterranean by Zina's will be Monday, March 1st, and the owner's name might sound familiar to locals. Elias Zina, the owner and general manager, is son of the owners of Zina's Cafe in Utica. During his time working at his family's cafe, it helped him see there was a need for fast casual, healthy eating.
Throughout COVID and what we noticed going on at Zina's Cafe, we noticed that more and more people were wanting to eat healthy, and the grab-and-go takeout was really taking stride here in our community and any community really. So this concept of fast casual really aligns with the way people are eating now. It's a safer way there's safe ways to order, and third-party delivery services that we're going to be utilizing. So COVID and fast casual, especially our business, it's just a perfect mix, really.
Opening a restaurant during COVID has had its challenges, of course, as well.
It's been a little crazy. It's been a challenge. Definitely a lot of planning, and then a lot of planning now as far as COVID and safety and making sure what we're doing here is safe and keeping our employees safe. It's been a challenge, but one that we've taken in stride, and to think that now we're so close to opening up is crazy, and we're super excited.
Reporting from Utica, I'm Karina Gary, Eyewitness News.
Still much more to come on Eyewitness News at 6. When we return, our sports director, David Edelstein, is live on location. Find out where he is next.
I'd rather just be on. Did they want a mic check? Is that what I heard? I'm not sure. Hi guys, if you need to hear me, hello. Utica Comets are playing. This is exciting. Yeah, they were listening. I could hear the echo now for a second. Cool. Cool.
Eyewitness Sports right now.
The Utica Comets are playing their 6th game of the season, but only their 2nd time facing off here at home. It's the Rochester Americans who are in town tonight to play the Comets for the 3rd time this season. Both the teams have a win over each other so far this year. The Comets started off the season with their first game, a 3-2 win over Rochester. And in their most recent game, Utica's last one on last Thursday, was a shootout loss for the Comets, 4-3. But this 7-day break since that last game between these two teams is the longest scheduled break for the Utica Comets in this 2021 season, besides, of course, the break that happened between the end of last year and this one for 10 months. And head coach Trent Cole said this week that he used this practice time to really simulate some game time decisions and also make sure that he was giving his players some time to relax, some intense practices, and sometimes to also just look at video and work together. But this is a very different team than we just saw in that last game, because 4 Utica Comets are now no longer here in the stadium. That's because 4 of them in the Blues organization, Sam Annis, the team points and assists leader, was called up to the Blues taxi squad yesterday, along with Steve Santini, Dakota Joshua, and Nathan Walker, who are also now away from the team. But there is a new addition. Vancouver Canucks prospect Jack Rathbone has now joined the Utica Comets. He's a prospect who started the season on the Canucks taxi squad and is now getting a chance to play in his first professional game tonight. And head coach Trent Cole says that he'll see some time on the power play. So head coach Trent Cole says this league has always been about adversity, teams changing from year to year and even within the season. So we'll see what happens tonight. Puck drop is at 7 p.m. and you can catch the game on our sister station WPNY, starting with a 6:30 p.m. Comets Face-Off pregame show. In baseball tonight, Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacenti has sent a letter to the Toronto Blue Jays. The letter is an invitation to the Toronto AAA minor league team to play at Donovan Stadium in Utica this season. The Blues played MLB games in Buffalo last year at this stadium you're looking at right now, typically the home of the Buffalo Bisons. As the Blue Jays and Bisons figure out where they'll play this year, Pacenti says, why not let them know that Utica's an option?
No, let's be first. At least it gets their attention. And if they don't do it, maybe somebody else will look our way and come to come to Oneida County. So, it's a combination of, I try to expose this area, whether it's to business or whether it's to entertainment or whether it's to sports in every way we can, showcasing what we have to offer, but also, the ability and the willingness of us to try something but also have the wherewithal to do it.
Vicente says that Utica has a history of baseball and professional sports. Donovan Stadium was actually the home of the Utica Blue Sox of the New York Penn League, which originally was the Utica Blue Jays, the Toronto Single A affiliate, starting back in 1977. And he says this is an opportunity to increase local economic activity and maybe just have some real fans at games, not just these cardboard cutouts. Utica Comets are back on the ice right now, as you just heard behind me. And let's take a look last night in high school sports. Unitigo girls varsity basketball hosted Cooperstown, a matchup of the Section 3 Class C defending champion Hawkeyes and the Section 4 Class C defending champion Spartans. They were supposed to play each other in last year's state regionals round, which got canceled. The big moment of last night's game came right here when Unitigo senior Megan Perry scored her 1,000th career point. She got a team picture, a commemorative basketball. Perry actually exploded last night for 33 points last night alone, along with 11 rebounds yesterday for the double-double in the Unitigo 60-21 win. The Spartans and Hawkeyes actually rematch tonight at 7 p.m. in Cooperstown. So for now, that's all for sports. We'll have highlights for you from the Comets game later tonight, also that Unitigo Cooperstown basketball game. And be sure, tune in to cnyhomepage.com and also at WPNY to watch the game starting 6:30 with your Comets Face-Off pregame show. Other games in action tonight we'll have for you later there as well. There's more Eyewitness News after the break. So as always, stay friendly and stay tuned.
Tonight, $1,400 relief checks. Will lawmakers vote to get help to families in need? And the president visits Texas after the storm. With so much at stake, World News Tonight with David Muir is America's #1 most watched newscast.
Eyewitness News continues on WUTR.
Check this unbelievable family reunion now. 32 years in the making, Juan Jimenez has been searching for his baby brother Jonathan, who was kidnapped from his home garden in Colombia at age 3 in 1987. In 2019, Juan took a DNA test, got a match, a 34-year-old lawyer in Norway who said he had been adopted at age 4 and was trying to find his biological family. Last month, the brothers returned to Colombia. Jonathan said the family will never get those 32 years back, but they can make the next 32 the most amazing, connecting from over 4,100 miles away. Before we leave tonight, we'll send it over to our chief meteorologist, Colleen Hurley, for a final look at that weather forecast. Colleen?
We're looking at snow turning to rain tomorrow as we get into the mid-40s. Mid-40s again on Sunday with another round of rain showers coming through then. We'll see a few snow showers on Monday. We are cold and windy there on Tuesday, but temperatures are right back into the 40s for the middle of next week, and we are quiet until at least Friday of next week. Thomas?
40s is jogging weather if you ask me. Colleen, thank you. That's Eyewitness News at 6. ABC World News Tonight is next. We hope to see you right back here on Monday. Good night.